Hey, welcome back to our circle review video series. In this video, we're going to talk about how to find the arc measures. So the arc measures are the degrees associated with each arc. So GH would be 40, where HE would be 80, where FE would be 110. But how do I find a missing arc or missing arcs in a circle? Well, there's one very important measurement you need to know, and that's that the whole circle in degrees is 360 degrees. So if I have all of these measures and I only have one missing, what I can do is I can take 360 and I can take away these three measures to find out what's left over. So minus 110, minus 80, minus 40. And I would get 130 degrees. So that's 130 degrees right there. And now what I can do is find all of my arc measures. So GF would be just 130. And if I was going to find one like GFE, that means I would go from G to F all the way to E. And I would add up all the numbers underneath that arc. So 130 and 110 together would make 240. I'll leave the other two for you to practice on, and we'll move on to our next two circles. So what happens if I have more than one missing piece? Well, there's a couple of angles you could find. Typically, I'll look for a diameter. And the reason why I'm looking for a diameter is because a diameter is going to cut the circle into two halves. So if the whole thing is 360, then this half is 180, and this half is 180. And it's the same kind of idea, where if this is all 180, now I'm not missing three pieces, I'm only missing one piece. I have 42 and some number that's going to add up to 180. So I could do 180, just like we did earlier, and subtract what I have to figure out what would be left. So that is 138 degrees. And you could continue around the circle. You could say, well, here's a diameter. So this is 180. I already have 138. So I could take 180 minus 138 to find out what's left there. Or if you notice the vertical angles right across from each other, that's a less surefire way to find these, but if they are vertical, then you can use that to find out that the vertical angles right across from each other are going to be equal. Now, I'm going to caution you on this one because on number 7, some students might be tempted to think, well, this angle right here is vertical with this angle, but these are not vertical because this does not extend all the way across like this one does. You can see there's a little bit of a disconnect here. So those are not vertical, which means that I have to take my missing piece and I'll look for some diameters. Now, it doesn't look like I have any diameters in here. So I'll have to go back to my original method, which says that if I have all but one missing piece, and the whole circle is 360, then I can take away everything I have to find out what's left. So 360 minus 120 minus 80 minus 60 to figure out what's left over in that area down on the bottom. And once you have those, again, just finding your arcs, make sure you go in the correct order. For example, RQS says you'll go from R to Q to S. So you would add up everything underneath that arc. Just things to look out for. Make sure you check the answer key that'll be posted today on our classroom page. And once you check your work, if you have any questions, please send me an email or put a comment in your classroom assignment, and I can help you out there. Now we're done with our arc measure video. Check out the third part of this 3-part series on how to name circle parts.